Indeed, Ainsley, thank you very much. Meanwhile, Professor Jordan Peterson calling out YouTube after the site put a strike on his daughter Mikhaila's account and removed one of her Q&A videos. His daughter claims she was targeted because of who her dad is. She tweeted, "Seriously considering a new platform. Seriously, YouTube, is this because some troll decided to report me because I'm Jordan Peterson's daughter? 3-month strike? For what exactly? A Q&A?" YouTube has since reversed its decision and said it made a mistake. But is this just more evidence of free speech being censored? We wonder, as many do. Jordan Peterson is a psychology professor at the University of Toronto, joins us from Toronto right now. Good morning to you, Jordan.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Doing okay. What about the suggestion from some that your daughter was shut down because she's your daughter?
Well, I think the fundamental issue is that she was shut down for reasons that no one knows. And that's increasingly the issue, is that you can be shut down on the major tech platforms for vaguely violating their terms of service. And it's a very worrisome issue. And you can also be denied use of payment platforms like MasterCard or Visa or PayPal for exactly the same reasons.
Well, you talk about the thing you click when you sign up for those things. They're a private company. They can do anything they want. But ultimately, a lot of people look to them because it's freedom of speech, and yet it looks like to some that they shut down opposing points of view.
Well, they can do whatever they want legally, but they can't do whatever they want in the real world. You can't be a platform that purports to allow people to express themselves creatively and also apply arbitrary descriptions of what constitutes unacceptable content. Those two things don't work out in the real world. And you can't also engage in practices that violate your customers' trust endlessly. And so the legal issue is certainly relevant, and the companies do have the right to do what they want, but no one has the ability to do two impossible things at the same time.
YouTube put out a statement. We looked into this following your appeal and confirmed that this was a mistake on our end. We've reinstated your video and removed the strike. So sorry for the frustration. Do you think they thought it was a mistake initially?
Well, it's impossible to tell, and that's exactly the problem. You know, the information they provided to my daughter wasn't of sufficient detail to inform her about what they had done. And even in the statement that you just described, there's no indication of what happened or why the mistake was made or why they reversed their policy. I mean, we made a mistake is not something that produces a tremendous amount of trust. And it also makes you wonder, would they have reversed the mistake if she wasn't capable of putting a certain amount of pressure on them?
Sure. And given your platform and her platform, a lot of pressure, and next thing you know, sorry for your frustration. Do you see this as part of something larger regarding social media platforms and ultimately freedom of speech?
Well, there's no doubt it's part of something larger. If you go to change the terms online, you find that there is a coterie of organizations that are left in their orientation, quite radically left, who are engaged in like concerted effort to force corporations to adopt their particular definition of hate speech regulation. And I can't think of anything more dangerous than letting arbitrary organizations define what constitutes hate speech. It's not a definable term. It's the reason that you Americans have your First Amendment, at least in part, is to protect what other people might consider hate speech. Speech can be very rough, and people can say reprehensible things, but the issue is who should police it. And the answer isn't idiot social justice warriors and half-witted corporate policies, arbitrarily applied and then arbitrarily removed.
Right.
It's not good. And it's even worse when the payment processors get involved. That's really not good.
Then, Jordan, are you suggesting government should regulate these things?
No, I'm suggesting that if you're not breaking the law, that your content should be allowed to remain on the internet. It isn't even obvious that the internet can be regulated anymore to be run by corporate entities, because I mean, YouTube was a place where anybody could post any opinion. That's its value proposition. And to be subject to arbitrary arbitrary strikes with no explanation, with an opaque appeals process. This isn't a way to, it can't work that way.
Well, then why
and
are
people
they
should be concerned about it.
Jordan, then why are they doing it?
Well, I think they're doing it in a misguided effort to appear virtuous. Well, we're going to regulate hate. Well, good luck with that. Good luck trying to define that and simultaneously be a platform where people can express themselves. Those two things don't work out together in the real world. Now, I don't know if it's a solvable problem. I mean, I just jumped off Patreon, a site designed to monetize creators, because they arbitrarily censored Carl Benjamin, known as Sargon of Akkad. Dave Rubin and I left yesterday. We're attempting to build a parallel platform, and the rule for that platform will be something like, if you don't break a law, a U.S. law, then we won't knock you off our platform. But we have no idea if we can solve this problem.
Interesting stuff. All right, Jordan Peterson joining us today from Toronto. Jordan, thank you very much.
You bet. Good talking with you.
All right.